It's a genocide, all your ignorance is feeding it. Free Palestine, inshallah, the way I pray on it.
You alright?
Yeah, we have that.
Because they anti-genocide. Watch how we illuminate all your hate, all your lies. People, you dehumanize on the last. We will not stop, we will not rest. We will not stop, we will not rest. Every Zionist is fighting.
Good, how are you?
How you been?
Good. What time does it actually begin now?
We give it 10 minutes, 10 past 12.
10 minutes.
Yes. About 5 minutes we start.
How have you been?
Yeah, still running as much as I can.
What a good day.
It's a beautiful day. I hope it stays like that.
Yeah.
I hope you want to like, is it
Everybody. Maybe I started too early. Now it's going to have to look at an empty stage for 10 minutes.
There is no pause on Easter, is there?
Well, everyone will leave.
Can you kind of tell them what joke?
Can't tell everyone at once.
well, it's probably less offensive for you like Zionist account because that's more Australian to say. Like, fine, let's change it to that.
How do you say hi? That's it. Hi. That's sign language for hi. Palestine will be free Palestine. Yeah. Let's do some more. He knows all of the signs. He's the other camera guy. Audio is getting set up. He's still going to be live again from the timeout.
From the river to the sea! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! Good morning. Oh, good afternoon. If you'll gather, come a bit closer. Pull out the front first.
Can everyone at the back hear me? Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! Always was, always will be! Aboriginal land! Always was, always will be! Aboriginal land! Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome again to another rally on Sunday. It's been 7 months and we're still showing up every Sunday with the same message: end the occupation, ceasefire, justice, free Palestine. Before we begin with the speakers and the speeches, I just want to acknowledge the land that we're standing on today. We respectfully acknowledge the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nations, who are the owners of the land on which we meet on today. We pay our respects to the elders past and present and emerging. We are honored to recognize that our connection to the Wurundjeri country, history, culture, and spirituality through those locations, and the deep solidarity and our struggles are united. We stand on unceded land and unequivocally state that this was always will be Aboriginal land. Always was, always will be! Aboriginal land! Always was, always will be! Aboriginal land!
It's also important to recognize that today is National Sorry Day, a day that marks a historic event in which our government apologized for the stolen generation. The same government that said never again is the same government that supports the detaining of Palestinian children in Israeli military prisons. Where children are subjected to brutal military courts in another language that they don't understand and without even lawyers sometimes. A report by Amnesty International found that these courts had sometimes conviction rates of 99%. Meaning, for these indigenous Palestinian children, they are essentially kidnapped with nowhere to go. Shame. To the Australian government, never again is now. We must support indigenous children around the world, from Nam to Nablus. So without any further ado, I'd like to introduce our first speaker, Mahmoud. May is a 15-year-old girl from Gaza who has never had the chance to see her home. Despite the ongoing genocide, she remains hopeful. She actively speaks out about the hardships faced by her people, especially children like herself. Many of her relatives have been killed, injured, and displaced from their homes due to the occupation of Palestine, with some still struggling to survive. The impact this has left May has pushed her to deliver the truth and to share the voice of her people. We please give a warm welcome to May.
I stand here today, not because I'm Palestinian, but because I'm a human. It's been almost 8 months of killing children, killing women and men, killing families, dreams, stories, memories, and history. 8 months of genocide. 8 months of destroying Gaza, of destroying me. And will I be silent? Of course not. Gaza is more than just a name on a map or a headline in the news. Gaza is home to over 2 million human beings, men, women, and children with hopes and dreams. Imagine what it's like to be a parent in Gaza. You carry your child with tears of grief instead of happiness, trying to provide for your family and to protect them with all you have. Imagine being a child in Gaza, wanting to play and learn, but living in constant fear of bombings and drones, surrounded by the rubble of what used to be homes, schools, and playgrounds. The people of Gaza are not statistics. They are mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, children and elders. They are teachers and doctors. They are humans. They laugh, they cry, they hope, and they dream. They want what we all want, to live in peace. To see their children grow up safe and happy, to have the freedom to breathe, and to see a free Palestine. We are here, standing against injustice, against the lies of the West, seeing how the Western media presents Palestinians and dehumanize them as human animals, terrorists, and so on, is completely disgusting. Seeing how they try justifying the fact that what so-called Israel is killing children, raping women, torturing men and elders, murdering them, breaking international laws and committing war crimes. Justifying this is crazy. Because making us look like worthless animals is unacceptable. Making us feel like our voices are useless is also unacceptable. We will not be silent, no matter how much the consequences. We will not turn a blind eye. We won't betray Gaza like others did. We won't betray Palestine. This is about human rights, about the right to live without fear, about the right to have access to basic needs, about the right to dignity and freedom. At school, we were studying about human rights, and as my teacher was going through the list, I was thinking what Palestinians actually have. And guess what? None. They have none of these rights. No right to life, no right to education, no right to privacy, no freedom from anything, and the list goes on. And how come the world stays silent? Until when? I don't know. This is about humanity. This is about standing up for what's right. This is about holding those responsible accountable. We will not forget and we will not forgive. As we stand here today, let's remember that we have the power to make a difference. Our solidarity, our actions, and our voices can bring about change. Let's commit ourselves to the struggle for justice and peace in Gaza and beyond. Let us be the voice for the voiceless and the hope for the hopeless. To the people of Gaza, we see you, we hear your cries, we feel your pain, and we will not be silent. We will use our voices to amplify yours, to tell the world of your suffering, and to demand an end to this inhumanity. And one day we will rebuild you, and you will be healed. Despite all the suffering of the people of Gaza, they teach us the real meaning of resilience, of hope. No matter how much they have, they still stand up for their land. They sacrifice themselves for their land. They stand in the face of oppression, strong and powerful. And power does not mean an army or weapons. It means resistance. It means faith. It means hope. It means resilience. It means that the people of Gaza will not be defeated. One last thing. To all Zionists out there, all around the world, hear me out. Palestine will be free from the river to the sea.
Another massive just some housekeeping. You will be seeing people walk around with this clear container. They're from pre-Palestine Melbourne. These are the people that make sure everything goes smoothly. So, if you have a couple bucks, feel free to put it in this clear container. Your donations go a long way. Also, unfortunately today we only have one Auslan interpreter. And because of this, every other speech will be interpreted. Thank you very much.
As Nabil mentioned before, today is National Sorry Day. But to the Australian government, if you're truly sorry, and if you truly cared about the indigenous rights, you would be the first people fighting against the Israeli occupation in Palestine. If you truly cared about Palestinian rights, if you truly cared about indigenous peoples, you would start here and you would start at Palestine as well. Sorry is just empty words. We need action from here and in Palestine. Our next speaker, I'm going to introduce our next speaker, which is Gerald. and Gerald is the secretary of the General of Anak Bayan Melbourne. He's a Filipino youth mass organization fighting for national liberation in the Philippines. He's also from Bayan, a multi-sectorial alliance of progressive Filipino mass organization, comprehensively representing the fighting of Filipino masses and their struggles. Give it up for Bayan. Give it up for Gerald.
Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Militant greetings, comrades. We in the Filipino community does not support Palestine just because of the situation that they find themselves in. We in the Filipino community support Palestine because of our shared history of struggle against imperialism, against colonialism, against all forces of reaction that has plagued the peoples of the world for far too long. When you speak of your Nakba, I remember the 300 years that the Spanish enslaved my people, burned our houses, burned our culture. When I look around, when I look at the news, and I look at what's happening today in Palestine, I remember the hundreds of thousands of people that were burned, that were killed by the Japanese. I remember the 1 million+ people who were killed by the Americans in their war of occupation just in the last century in the Philippines. Just this month, the US imperialists, US troops held one of their biggest war simulation and war games in the Philippines. Mind you that the presence of American troops on Philippine soil have caused the lives of thousands of people, have caused the lives of thousands of women who are forced into prostitution just in the service of the US Army. So what is the challenge that faces us today? How many weeks have we been marching? It is not enough to show up every Sunday. We must organize ourselves within our communities. To all the other communities that are coming here in solidarity, the challenge that faces all of us is how do we get more of our community members here in these rallies, in these actions. It is our responsibility as oppressed peoples of the world to stand together in solidarity because the politicians are not going to do it for us. After all the killings and the massacres, the killing of children in Palestine, they have the guts to demonize those who resist to fight for their land. And this is the same case in the Philippines. You do not tell an oppressed people, you do not tell a colonized people that they cannot resist. Even their laws, even the laws of the oppressor have it in writing that the oppressed have the right by resistance by any means necessary. What we're not gonna do in the Filipino community is condemn the valiant resistance of the Palestinian people. What we are not gonna do is parrot our politicians and put a line between the people who fight and the people who die. So we have a call from our homeland in the Philippines, but this applies to every country that are oppressed, who are colonized. We say, revolutionaries are not terrorists! If you zoom out of the genocide that's been happening in Palestine, you will see that this is a war that has been waged against all oppressed people. This is a war that they've been doing for hundreds of years, and we are tired of just parroting the politicians' promises. We are tired of marching. We are tired of just shouting. Are you tired? We are going to keep marching, but we are also going to keep organizing within our communities. We need to build the structures. We need to build we need to prepare for the long haul. The imperialists have been doing this for hundreds of years, and guess what? We've been resisting for hundreds of years also, and we will not stop. I come from an Akbayan, a Filipino youth organization fighting for national liberation in the Philippines. And us, the Filipino youth, look up to the youth of the Palestinian people. We see the braveness, the steadfastness, the resistance of the young people in Palestine. So us as the youth, we have a special role to play, in that it is not the sons and daughters of the politicians that they sent to war. It is us, the sons and daughters of the working classes, the poor, brown people, black people, that they will send to die in wars we don't understand, to die in wars for their profit, to die in wars for their occupations. Guess what? Us as the youth, we say, no, we will not fight your wars. We will not follow the generation that came before us. It will end with this generation. The freedom of the Palestinians and the freedom of all oppressed peoples around the world will happen within our lifetime, and mark my words, it will happen within our lifetime. Just before I finish, I would like to do a chant with Jews. When I say from Palestine to the Philippines, you say end the US war machine. Ready? From Palestine to the Philippines! From Palestine to the Philippines! From Yemen to the Philippines! From West Papua to the Philippines! From all of Asia to the Philippines! From all around the world to the Philippines! All power to the people, comrades. Thank you very much.
Can we give it up one more time for Jones? That was amazing. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. I'll say from the river to the sea, you will say always was, always will be. From the river to the sea, always was, always will be. From the river to the sea, always was, always will be. Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free.
Next, I'm going to introduce Tom Monagle. Tom is an advocate for Palestine, using his social media platform on TikTok and Instagram to speak up and educate people about the cause. Tom became passionate about the Palestinian struggle after studying it both at university and in his own time. And after traveling to historic Palestine and the West Bank and witnessing the daily oppression faced by Palestinians under Israel's apartheid regime, please give a warm welcome to Tom.
Thank you. I'd like to begin by acknowledging the owners of the land on which we meet today, the Wurundjeri Wurrung people of the Kulin Nation, and pay my respects to elders past and present. I extend that respect to any First Nations people here today. Sovereignty never ceded, this always was and always will be Aboriginal land. Just as Palestine always was and always will be Palestinian land. As a person who exists at the intersection of privilege, it is not lost on me that this stage is one that should be filled more often than not by the people whose voices need to be amplified and centred in this fight for justice, and not by people like me. As such, it truly is an honour to be given the opportunity to speak to you today on a stage that has seen many of my idols deliver similar speeches. It's crazy to think that I have become friends with many of these heroes of mine over the past few months as we have bonded over our shared fight for justice and humanity. And that is the thing that unites all of us here today, regardless of our differing backgrounds, our gender, sexuality, ethnicity, or religion. Every single one of us is united in our humanity, in our morality, in our sense of duty to fight for what is right and just. And it absolutely is a duty. When the world is witnessing the mass slaughter of innocent people who have nowhere to run or hide in what unambiguously amounts to a genocide, it becomes the moral duty of every single person who considers themselves to be moral to do whatever they can to stop the slaughter. And whilst it may feel like we haven't achieved much, as Israel continues its genocide in Gaza for the 8th straight month, we must remember what we have achieved. Not to pat ourselves on the back, but to understand that what we are doing is causing a shift, and that we must continue with this fight. The calls for boycotting the apartheid, genocidal state of Israel have never been louder, and we have never seen an Israeli Prime Minister shitting themselves as much as Netanyahu is today. Every single video that monster posts to social media, labelling every man and his dog an anti-Semite for not tolerating genocide, tells us one thing for sure. He is absolutely terrified of the reckoning that he is facing right now. But this reckoning is not one being faced by apartheid Israel alone. This is a reckoning being faced by the entire colonial imperial apparatus. What we have witnessed over the past 7.5 months has been a perfect illustration of the function of colonialism and imperialism. The reaction of Western colonial imperial powers to systems of international law, finally examining Israel's egregious breaches of international law, have made one thing clear. This so-called international law was only ever meant to serve Western colonial imperial interests. When the ICC prosecutor applied for arrest warrants against Israeli leaders, the head of Western colonial imperialism, President Joe Biden, vehemently opposed the application. In doing so, however, he did make one accurate, albeit unintentional, observation, stating that, quote, "there is no equivalence between Israel and Hamas," end quote. Yeah, that's right, Joe, you are correct. There is absolutely no equivalence between Israel, a genocidal apartheid illegal military occupation, and Hamas, a resistance group of the people being illegally occupied, fighting for their liberation. Of course, it comes as no surprise that geriatric Joe denies the genocide occurring in Gaza and continues to fund Israel's mass slaughter. He stands as the figurehead of Western colonial imperialism, which stands to lose so much should it lose its footing in the Middle East, currently maintained by the State of Israel. But the world is waking up and the reckoning has come. The successful fight for Palestinian liberation will be the first domino that falls in the complete downfall of Western colonial imperialism. Recently, the colonial imperial leader of so-called Australia, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, stood up in Parliament and declared that the phrase, "from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free," is, quote, "inappropriate." Shame. This was quite a curious statement, because it seems that Anthony believes that funding and arming a genocide is more appropriate than a call for the freedom of a people who simply wish to live on their native land without being subjected to genocide, apartheid, or ethnic cleansing. Alas, he has deemed this call to be inappropriate, so I won't dare say it. Instead, I'll leave you with a different phrase, one that might be more appropriate. From the river to the sea, fuck Albanese. From the river to the sea, fuck Albanese. From the river to the sea, fuck Albanese. Thank you. And don't forget, get down to the picket at AW Bell tomorrow in Dandenong and stop the Israeli war machine. Fuck Israel.
Give it up for Tom. Very good diversity. Love it. Before we continue, I just want to do a call out for marshals. If you're interested in helping those rallies go smoothly and want to help out in the protests and become a marshal, please gather on the corner of Swanston and Latrobe Street, and someone will help you and guide you to how to become a marshal.
I also want to say that tomorrow there is an AW Bell picket tomorrow at 4 a.m. in Dandenong. It's imperative that as many people as possible show up. We need weapons out of Gaza, we need weapons out of Palestine, we need weapons out of Dandenong, we need weapons out of Nam. Keep an eye out on social media for that. Just to piggyback of what Tom said about the phrase, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free, I just want to introduce some history and context to this phrase. I was reading about this on the tram this morning. And according to Professor Robert Kelly, the odious phrase in question began as a Zionist slogan, signifying the boundaries of Eretz Israel. The Likud party, so the party that Benjamin Netanyahu represents, has this in their founding charter. Between the sea and the Jordan, there will only be Israeli sovereignty. Disgusting. Putrid. Shame. So we must remember that every Zionist accusation is indeed a confession. The phrase "from the river to the sea" is a reclaimed phrase by Palestinians. But of course, people don't like this. Shame. It is without further ado. Sorry, my bad. I'm getting nervous here because this is the biggest introduction for me that I'm going to have to make. I'm going to have to introduce not just my best friends, but genuinely my family. The people that you see on this stage are the organisers and members for Uni Melbourne for Palestine. I myself am an organiser for Uni Melbourne for Palestine. And for the last 8 months, we have been fighting McCarthyism. We have been fighting the silencing of our voices. We have been reduced to violent brown people at the hands of the university. The University of Melbourne simply wants us to be advertising material. They want us on their billboards. They want hijabis in their ads. then their research goes to killing people that look just like us. And when we interrogated the university about this, in particular, the murder of prospective University of Melbourne student Mahmoud Al-Nawf, who won a scholarship to attend an Australian university. His first preference was the University of Melbourne. When we interrogated the university about this murder, the university official responded to us with, "He wasn't even enrolled." He wasn't even enrolled. As if the enrollment purpose itself makes you more human. Shame. Obviously, we have been protesting for a month. We have been camping for a month, and we have seen great success, but it's not over. And so without further ado, I'm going to introduce the Unimel for Palestine crew. Please give them the warmest of welcome. Thank you.
I'd first like to start by acknowledging the other people of the Kulin Nation whose land is standing on today. I'd to acknowledge their elders, past and present, and my respects to all First Nations people here with us today. I'd also like to acknowledge the efforts of First Nations people at the University of Melbourne who've been an integral part of Europe for Peace, and that without their commitment and their fight, we wouldn't have gotten where we are today. And so Nabil has spoken a bit about what we've been doing at Unimel. From October, we have relentlessly campaigned at the University of Melbourne through protests, rallies, petitions, phone calls, in-person conversations, meetings back-to-back. We've put our lives on hold. We fought the university that is supposed to protect us, a university that we came to get an education, and once we use that education, they've called us violent. We got called professional protesters, and I'm proud to be a professional protester. I'm proud to be glamping in the quad. Because if being a professional protester, and if by glamping you mean holding down our grounds and refusing to be complicit in genocide, then we're proud of that. As university students and as Unimel for Palestine, we refuse to hear that the university cannot answer our demands. We refuse. We've campaigned for disclosure and divestment, and I'm proud to say that we got disclosure. Considering the extent and the ties the University of Melbourne has to work in manufacturing companies, we knew when we began that our fight is not going to be easy. It's not going to be a month or two, it's not going to be 6 months. This is a fight that will go beyond our time at the university. But we're committed to that. Just because we got this disclosure, it doesn't mean that we're not going to fight for divestment. The university is not our ally. And so we're going to continue fighting until we get complete divestment from every single weapon manufacturing company at the University of Melbourne. The last 7 months at the University of Melbourne have been hard. It's been constant harassment by not just the University of Melbourne, but also by your fellow students, by members of the community, by the opposition who likes to come and intimidate students on the ground, who likes to physically harass people on the ground. And we refuse to accept that we were violent in any way. We weren't violent. We fought for what's right, and we stand behind that. We stand by every single action that will protect the University of Melbourne. And we'll continue fighting. our fight is not over. Now I want to hand it over to Donna to speak a bit more about our
I really didn't have a lot to say after the amazing words that Hiba said. But like Hiba said, we've been fighting since October. We have been against the biggest, richest, most powerful, most colonial and imperial academic monster in Australia for 8 months. We have not stopped, not even once. We kept fighting and fighting and fighting. We took the loan and we stayed there for 30 days. We renamed the building after Mahmoud. Mahmoud Hall. In what is possibly the longest sit-in a University of Melbourne building in history. The students you're seeing here and a lot of the students you're seeing there were threatened with suspensions, with misconduct, with expulsion from their university. And yet, they refused to leave Mahmoud's hall. 5 days before getting the disclosure, Michael Wesley said, "We will not answer any of their demands." 5 days after that, we made Melbourne University bow down to us and give disclosure! Be assured that we will not stop fighting. We know that this is a long way. We know that we're standing against a corrupt, rotten, corporate beast. Students and staff and unionists and the community, we're all standing against this corrupt beast. But like we say, from the belly of the beast, we want justice, we want peace. We will not stop fighting until we get full divestment. This is only a first step in our campaign. A first step, a major win. We, against all odds, got disclosure from Melbourne University. We will make sure that we hold them accountable to every single thing. The fight for a free Palestine, for a free Sudan, for a free Congo, for a free West Coast, the fight will not end until these institutions end their complicity in the genocide. For 8 months non-stop, we had to sit in meetings with white men in suits, people looking down at us, thinking that we're stupid. And look at us! We're standing here today with disclosure, and they're up there in their offices giving their resignations! What I will say is that this is a big and major win that no one saw coming from the university, but everyone here saw coming. But this is only one step towards divestment, one step towards stopping the university from becoming and being and continuing to be a beneficiary of genocide and apartheid. We still have a long way to go, but with your help, with your support, we will get full divestment. And now I'm going to introduce Emily, who has been one of the most amazing people in our campaign since day one. Emily, our student and staff member. Give her a warm
Hi everyone. I'm a social work student and also a staff member at the university. I've also been an NTU member for 2 years, and I've never been prouder to be an NTU member than I am today. The contemporary model of universities in Australia does as much as it can to divide staff and students. Staff members are forced into being strict and punitive, with late penalties on assignments or attendance hurdles, despite any of the personal circumstances of the students. They're underpaid and overworked and still expected to do the best they can in the classroom, giving us feedback on our assignments they're not even sure we read. In their model, students are just customers, and tutors and lecturers are just the cogs that keep the machine going. Despite these attempts to divide us, as I stand here today, I can confidently say that staff and students are more united than I have ever seen in my lifetime. I want to share a couple of stories from the encampment and from Mahmoud's Hall. In the first couple days of the encampment, a staff member left us a note saying this: "I am a librarian here. I spent half of what I will earn on my shift today on this food for you. Sorry couldn't be more. Share it in peace and power." 2 weeks later, when Zionists started attacking our camp with glass bottles, bats, and weirdly enough, sauce packets, I remember sitting on night shift at 4 a.m. with NTU members who had come down to keep us safe, even though they had work in the morning. I think the most touching moment of all, which I will never forget, was the day that we renamed the building to Mahmoud's Hall. Students peacefully sat down and said, "We are not moving until the university answers our demands." Soon enough, we had a university executive, Pip Nicholson, come and tell us that we had 1 hour to leave before the police got involved. Without hesitation, staff members wearing signs saying academic staff formed a human picket line around Mahmoud's Hall, protecting us. We can now say that 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours went by and the police never came. This shows the power of staff members and students standing together as a collective. It makes the university more scared than anything and completely changed the course of our campaign, of the encampment, and of Mahmoud's Hall. This is a love letter to those staff members and union members who work tirelessly, helping us keep the camp clean, bringing us food, putting their bodies on the line for the past month. We love you! Love you! But it is also a call to action. Staff members need to join our union and get organized. There's a lot of work for us to do, hand in hand, to not only fight for full divestment at the University of Melbourne, but for a liberated Palestine within our lifetimes. Free Palestine.
As we here in so-called Australia measure our lives in hours and days, the people in Gaza measure their lives in seconds and minutes. We've had marginal victories, but we will not stop and we will not rest. We will not spare a single second, and we will end our university's complicity in this live-streamed genocide. Everyone, can you please raise a hand if you can hear me at the back? I can't stress this enough. It's easy to look at the outcomes here, the disclosure of commercial interests, and feel some goodwill of the university. That while they made some mistakes, there's something to be said for them seeing the light at the end. That we want to celebrate their moral epiphany. Better late than never. I want to be clear. That's not what happened. The negotiations to disclose wasn't a meeting of the minds. This was collective leverage from grassroots activism. After weeks of camping, and we were camping for weeks, we got them to a place where they would prefer to win back their lawn, their building, their PR, their global standing, than to keep their dealings private. We didn't reason them into this position. We forced their hand. Power, leverage, and pressure are the only languages these demons understand. So as we speak here right now, at 12:59, they're sitting in the drawing rooms of their beautiful French chateaux, surrounded by tall hedges, the greenest lawn you've ever seen, breathing a sigh of relief over a glass of bread. Hello? We didn't. Crisis averted. And all we had to do was tell them what we're already doing anyway. Disclosing is below the bare minimum. And our months-long battle to only get to this point shows the university's desire to protect profits over people, to protect coins over kids. The warm-up is complete, and now it is time for the big game. We will not stop until we achieve full divestment and full accountability of the horrors in Gaza. To the corrupt officials of the University of Melbourne, you know who you are. We know you don't care for the sanctity of human life. When all is said and done, there is a cell in The Hague waiting for you. There is an ICC trial where you will be the star of the show. Free Palestine.
I'm just gonna finish by saying that everything we're doing it for the people of Gaza, for the 50,000 Palestinians that have been killed, for Mahmoud, for everyone in Palestine, for everyone in Sudan, for everyone in Congo, for everyone in Mustafa, for everyone in Texas, for every single person around the world. What we have proven in the past 8 months, and specifically the past 30 days, is the power of the student and the staff and the community united. A power that brought down Melbourne University teams. Do not underestimate the power of community. It's been 230 days on the genocide, and yet Melbourne University remains silent. We will not accept any apology. We will not accept any moral stance anymore. They don't care about morals. They don't care about ethics. They don't care about human life. They don't care about human rights. They don't care about anything. So we do not care about anything they say. Even if they come up with a statement today, we're not going to accept it. But before I go, I want to thank very special people, the organizers behind me, the organizers in the crowd. The people that without their help and support, we wouldn't be here. To Hiba and Hamad, the people that are fighting two genocides in Sudan and Palestine. To Sahar has been with us since day one. To Hala, to Ahmed, Kareem, Rihan, Emily, Nabil, Ahmed, Ethan, Dina, Gemma, Mercedes, George, Senka, Will, Sarah, Liz, Jules, Marisha, Gemma, Tom, Susie, Patty, and Amin, and Tom, and Alice, and Ned, and Jazz, and Declan, and Joshua, and Tom, and Leah, and Sarah, and every single one of you who stood with us in the past 30 days. The ACAN, the Free Palestine printing, the most unconditional support we have received. The Free Palestine members, the Unionists for Palestine, Moms for Palestine, Teachers for Palestine, for you, for the parents and the brothers and the sisters and the friends who give every single day in and out and show support. They showed the university. They showed them Turani and his truth. They showed the university that no matter what you say, justice will always prevail. Always. And now, to finish it with a few chants, when we say one, we say we are the students. When we say two, we won't be silent. Three, cut your ties now. One!
We are the students!
Two!
We won't be silent!
Three!
Cut your ties now, 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 now!
One!
We are the students!
Two!
We won't be silent!
Three!
Cut your ties now, 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 now!
One!
We are the students! We won't be silent! Cut your ties now, 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 now!
The students united!
We'll never be defeated!
The students united!
We'll never be defeated!
The people united!
We'll never be defeated!
The people united!
We'll never be defeated!
This one is a shout out to Gemma. Actually, Gemma.
Hello, everyone.
Disclosure first! Divestment next! We will not stop!
We will not rest! Disclosure first! Divestment next! We will not stop! We will not rest! Disclosure first! Divestment next! We will not stop! We will not rest!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
This is a special chant that we've sort of formulated, directed towards Duncan Maskell, the Vice Chancellor of our university. The gutless coward that called us feral. When I say from the river to the sea, you say Duncan to the ICC.
From the river to the sea! Duncan to the ICC!
From the river to the sea!
Duncan to the ICC!
From the river to the sea!
Duncan to the ICC!
From the river to the sea!
Duncan to the ICC!
From the river to the sea!
Duncan to the ICC!
From the
think once the tanks are packed up, they are done. So naive. We're just getting started. Whether it's at Unival, Monash, ROIT, Latrobe, all universities will boycott, all universities will divest, all universities will disclose. Our message is clear. Label us whatever you like. The media can call us whatever they like. We're not ambiguous with our message. We want to disclose, divest, and we're not going to stop. We will not rest. Disclose, divest. We will not stop. We will not rest. Disclose, divest. We will not stop. We will not rest. Now, since everyone's here at the city, just before you go home today, pass by Hoyser Lane and see the amazing artwork that Artists for Palestine have done over there. Amazing work. Go take a look, because it's truly historic. The pictures and images of the Palestinian flag is in the city like never before. And this is due to the amazing solidarity everyone's showing up for. Now, the speeches are done. If you're ready to march, I'm sure everyone has lots of energy after that speech. So let's start marching. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Out, out, Israel out. Out, out, Israel out. Out, out, Israel out. Out, out, Israel out. Israel out of West Bank. Israel out of West Bank.
From the sea Palestine!
time for that who look at me looking at.
Gather around, everyone.
Until I told you to go. Free Palestine! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free!
Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Israel out of Lebanon! Israel out of Palestine! Israel out of Syria! Israel out of Iraq! Palestine will be free! 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 Out, out, Israel out! Out, out, Israel out! Out, out, Israel out! Out, out, Israel out! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
It's a different inspector.
Sorry, he didn't want me taking photos, but I said I can. Sorry, if you're taking photos, come up. I don't know, because I actually just do it anyway.
The rally that was just here, they were setting it back. And they moved it all.
Lack of communication between the college.
Different treatment. Just the section. They're hearing from me. They were stepping back to the other rally and they just moved on. They're saying
I'm doing a public service.
like they've set up in front of the speaker.
You didn't say anything.
So it says
Make me just...
it's a different
Thank you.
It's alright. They're saying that they want to stop people from coming up onto the platform. Like, that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
We do this every week.
I think he went to organize the flag, the big flag.
him in that were really many. He was sort of was treated like he wasn't a pre-Palestine dressed, and he wasn't anything. He was just like dressed that kind of like a TV regular. And he was just like
spaces at the front, guys. Let's go. A bit closer. Lots of people are coming from the back, so let's make space for everyone.
Thank you.
So everyone coming in from the march, please come in closer. Fill in the gaps.
I told him to wait. I told the police, whatever they want.
student movements and university movements, I want to take just a few minutes to tell people who don't know what's been happening at Monash, or the Zionist University of Monash. At Monash University, a survey done by the Arab Society and the Islamic Society showed that only 3 people out of 140 people who answered the survey feel happy or satisfied by how Monash is dealing with our concerns or our complaints. 3 out of 140. Now, it's not, if you go to Monash, you know that this shouldn't come as a surprise, considering that they've decided to stay silent and do dirty deals under the table with 9 in Victoria, post memorial services for IOF soldiers and whatnot. But you know, we're still the terrorists. We're saying we don't want terrorists on our campus, no IOF soldiers on our campus, no tears for war criminals. And you know, and Albanese thinks that we can't locate where the Jordan River is, and that's why we should be quiet and allow people who have committed war crimes against us back home to walk on campus and be celebrated. So, Albanese, you can run your mouth, but you don't need a PhD to point out genocide is wrong.
This notion that we are the problem is ridiculous, utterly shameful. I find the over-policing of people of colour in this country, of indigenous people in this country, shameful. I find it also extremely interesting that we project our hostilities outwards when all of our problems in Australia are inwards. They're here in this country. threat in Australia is violence against women. The biggest terrorist threat in this country is Indigenous deaths in custody. The biggest terrorist threat in this country is our government who funds genocide outside of our borders. This is why the over-policing is so utterly shameful, is so utterly...
Get double turned!
No justice, no peace!
No racist police!
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 And do you know what else is the biggest threat, or what they see the biggest threat in this country? Is our presence, our existence, our resistance over here, us standing up and saying no to them even when they continuously try to silence us with accusations, with words, and all sorts. That's why our presence is very important, especially at places like Monash University. Thursday, 30th of May, we're making our presence loud and clear. We're telling Monash University, you can't silence us. We will be screening Tampura at Banquet Hall. Check Monash for Palestine for more details. This screening is very important considering it's pretty much a taboo to even wear a kufiya without being harassed at Monash. We need to tell them that we are there, we're not going quiet, and we'll be louder, so make sure you come down, we'll have a panel discussion, and tell Monash that the Palestinians are loud, the Palestinians won't go quiet, and you can continue to reject even saying the word Palestine. Put out as many statements as you want. You're not acknowledging Palestine, but we will force you to acknowledge Palestine, whether you like it or not. Once again, we see what solidarity does on campus. Unimel for Palestine has done an amazing job, and they did it because the community showed up for them. Monash for Palestine needs a community as well. Make sure you're there, you're present, and you follow grassroots organizations, whether it's at Monash, RMIT, La Trobe, Unimel. We see the impacts. Unimel's got disclosure. We will get recognition, disclosure, and divestment.
Remember, solidarity is unconditional. You must show your solidarity not to fill an egotistical purpose, but because you want to be part of the change that will make our world better. Avoid those who try to profit from solidarity. I beg of you. Now, I want to introduce a very special speaker, Raj Ahmadi, who is a community organizer, campaigner, and writer. She is a former refugee from Iraqi Kurdistan. Her life's purpose is economic and racial justice. Today she speaks to the work she's been doing in the Trade Unionists for Palestine. Big round of applause.
Thank you, everyone. My name is Bruja Mehdi, and I'd like to acknowledge the Wurundjeri Woiwurrung peoples of the Kulin Nation and pay my respects to elders past and present, and always acknowledge this land was never ceded. This land always was and always will be Aboriginal land. and the anniversary of the Bringing Them Home report, the majority of its recommendations ignored by governments successively over 30 years later. It's a day to recognize the children who were forcibly separated from their families during the stolen generations. Many of those families were never reconciled, many whose members are still alive today. And we recognize the kids who continue to be affected by discriminatory child removal practices at a higher scale than during the stolen generations. These are parallels that we can draw between this colonial system of family separation and incarceration and with the experiences of indigenous Palestinian kids in occupied territories. Before I tell you about myself and other members of trade unions for Palestine and what we've been doing in Victoria in particular, I want to acknowledge one of the reasons we are all here. And the ways that we show up every week and we continue to organize is because of the collective grief that we feel bearing witness to what people in Gaza struggle against all odds to send out into the world. The grief my Palestinian friends here in Nam feel trying to get their loved ones out of Gaza, all while navigating Australia's long-standing punitive migration system, the now blocked Egyptian border, which only escalates the exploitation that people face, all while facing decades of rising Islamophobia in post-9/11 Australia. The grief we feel knowing that our governments are complicit in the relentless murder of a civilian population within the confines of a besieged 41-kilometre long distance just shy of a marathon length. But also the grief my Jewish friends feel knowing the memory and hurt from the Holocaust and the anti-Semitism they face has been contorted and weaponized to serve the agenda of an ethno-nationalist apartheid state. Rendering that memory frozen and untouchable, distorting what anti-Semitism really is, and hence diminishing our capacity to rightfully combat it in our collective struggle against fascism and racism. And I can't deny the grief I felt as a former refugee, as a Kurdish woman. I know what it is like to be a young child and losing your sibling and being forced to grow into that grief because of war. And I can't bear to have that happen to any other child. Knowing 70% of victims in Gaza are women and children. Women are having to give birth or undergo brutal surgeries or labor without any medication or opportunity to recover. Witnessing doctors working tirelessly in their blood-stained scrubs, not knowing when their hospitals will be bombed, trying to amputate small limbs without anesthetic. I am also cognizant of the fact that imperialist regional forces such as the Turkish or Iranian regime, have tried to co-opt the Palestinian movement for liberation to leverage an axis of power that they will continue to use against theirs and my people. I know my allegiance is always with the Palestinian people. Palestinian people have called out to the world, articulating a resolute expression for liberation, articulating a protection of their land and culture despite the relentless pressure of one of the world's most advanced militaries backed by the US imperialist machine, and touts that their weapons are regularly battle-tested against a civilian population. And I will always stand up for a population to use any means of resistance to protect their own. What I want for us to welcome and listen to in the Imperial Core is that expression of justice and liberation, and learning from the collectivist cultures in the global south and by indigenous peoples that are based on self-determination, community, generosity, joy, and resistance. And to that, I'm interested in continuing to build solidarity, bring people into sustainable movements, grapple with the realities of our political context with clear eyes, and celebrate the wins every step of the way. Principles exemplified across the Palestinian justice movement here and across the world, but also in particular in the work we heard about today undertaken by UniMel for Palestine, NTEU comrades and the border community against the University of Melbourne's research and funding ties with Israel's military. On October 16th, the Palestine General Federation of Trade Unions called on their counterparts internationally and all people of conscience to end all forms of complicity with Israel's crimes. Most urgently, halting the arms trade with Israel, as well as all funding and military research. From there, hundreds and thousands of union members, like myself, heeded their calls and the objectives of boycott, divestment and sanctions as a clear opportunity to organize with our workmates, with our community, in our industries and across the union movement. And so work began. Teachers and school staff successfully led the AEU to a position of banning weapons manufacturers and ensuring they are able to teach the truth about Palestine in their classrooms, despite pressure from their bosses, the media and state government. Sex workers began developing divestment campaigns across online platforms that were funding Israeli war machines. Nurses and midwives advocated for their colleagues in Gaza when their institutions refused to ignore the sanctity of protecting hospitals and healthcare. Unionists worked with communities to run pickets at factories such as AW Bell in Dandenong South that manufactures part of the F-35 Joint Striker fighter jets that we know are being used in Gaza. This is reminding us that our unions aren't just impenetrable bureaucracies or institutions like any other, but made up of members, organizing, building class consciousness, political confidence, and taking action together. The union movement is at its best when it stands for solidarity, integrity, and justice, taking part in struggles against apartheid South Africa, for climate justice, supporting the struggles of people across the Asia-Pacific, and joining the continuing struggle for decolonization led by First Nations people in so-called Australia. Just a few days ago, the International Court of Justice ruled that Israel needs to stop unequivocally in its offensive in Rafah, where over 1 million Palestinian refugees are sheltering. Many of these people have been displaced in their lifetime 4 or more times by a relentless campaign of death, destruction, and occupation. But these long-standing international institutions and mechanisms that people have fought hard for are only as strong as we are at enforcing them. And while the Australian government refuses to break political, economic, and military ties with Israel's apartheid regime, we have to take matters into our own hands. We know that Israel's economic and military power relies heavily on seaborne trade. This is why the docks and shipping is a key site of struggle. If our governments are unwilling to place an arms embargo and trade sanctions on Israel in order to stop its military aggression, rank-and-file unionists across key industries can build the necessary power to intervene. Since October, we have held rallies and a community picket at the docks in January that stalled a single Zim ship, a key target of BDS, for 4 whole days. Since then, the rest of the movement has attempted other blockades, stalling ships for 4 hours at a time. In all instances, the police were shown to use excessive use of force and violence. Unlawful use of pepper spray, surveillance, mistreatment of medics, and dangerous denial maneuvers. We know the nature of state violence and how it's leveraged to oppress our democratic rights to protest. And we're protesting because governments continue to refuse to act. But we know, despite the best efforts of activists, stalling single ships for a few hours was we recognized we needed to build political and industrial power. And we can't do it without building a broad church of support, including working with our comrades who are wharfies and seafarers at the docks. Over the last few months, we have been working with comrades in the Maritime Union of Australia, the CFMU, and other workers at the docks. And for the first time in 8 months, Palestine solidarity groups, unions, and the rank and file members of trade unions for Palestine coordinated a national day of action at the ports for Palestine yesterday. We ran simultaneous actions in 8 locations: Hobart, Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide, Darwin, Perth, Brisbane, and Newcastle. We demanded all shipping companies operating in Australian ports declare any trade or cargo with Israel, because currently we do not know what's in those ships. We don't know what kind of cargo it is, and workers have a right to refuse to trade weapons or parts of weapons that are complicit to genocide. We're calling to impose an arms embargo and trade sanctions on the state of Israel until it stops its relentless genocide. And we're also calling to drop charges against our comrades in the Maritime Union of Australia in New South Wales who were charged under anti-democratic, anti-protest laws there, and activists around the country who have been advocating for a ceasefire and an end to the genocide. Yesterday in Nam, we walked along the sea's edge towards the commercial docks. Standing outside the edge of Web Dock were Zim shipping docks. We heard from union leaders, community members, and rank and file unionists. And I couldn't help thinking about how, while thousands of us were walking alongside the sea's edge unharmed, people in Gaza continue to look at their sea's edge that they can't escape. And they continue to drown, struggling to receive aid through airdrops, because aid trucks continue to be blocked on their land borders. And the need to continue to have them in our hearts, minds, and souls. And to continue to follow and be led by their resistance and leadership. We are a long way from having the power we need to break Australia's support for Israel's apartheid regime. But this is just the start of a campaign that I'm inviting all of you to join, to confront the commercial, political, and trade power that upholds Israel's apartheid regime. From the river to the sea,
Palestine will be free.
From the river to the sea,
Palestine will be free.
From the river to the sea,
Palestine will be free.
Thank you.
Let's give it up.
Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine.
Everyone, let's give it up for us one more time. Since I'm a very smart university student, I just want to do some myth busting. One of the biggest myths is that the majority of Zionists are Jewish. That is a myth. The majority of Zionists are evangelical Christians who support Zionism because it fulfills a prophecy of Armageddon, an Armageddon in which we are all killed. Shame. These Christians include the likes of Joe Biden, who has very famously said, you do not have to be Jewish to be a Zionist. On this precedent, I want to thank all of our beautiful anti-Zionist Jewish friends, especially at the encampment and at Upholding, who contributed to an extremely beautiful community and shows us what the future will look like. Please. To wrap up the march, I'm going to hand it off to the amazing Lana. Please give her a massive round of applause.
So I think the takeaway from today's rally is presence. They can't silence us, and they still haven't managed to silence us because we're present. This is why it's very important to continue to show up every single day, every single week. This is why the artwork on Hoyser Lane is very important, because it signifies Palestinian presence. Be sure to visit them and pass by over there. They can ban Intifada, they can ban from the river to the sea, but we're still here, we're still present, we're still going to be loud. Ban as much as you like, we're just going to be louder. Just to conclude, the last action is make sure today there's a really nice group here. Visit Hoyser Lane and see the amazing artwork that they've done. Tomorrow morning, 4 a.m., there's a picket line against weapon manufacturers in Dandenong. Make sure you're there. Make sure you protest that we don't want any weapons. We're not funding any weapons. And lastly, it's the Arts for Liberation have an exhibition on Lygon Street. Check out the Instagram for more information, but it concludes on Sunday the 26th of May. Be sure to show them support. Again, be present. That's why we're still loud, because we're all very